doing a video on Sips Over Minecraft video, and it has come to my attention, pretty much everyone has, is a year ago, that there are at least a handful of videos discrediting or just straight up not actually looking at his opinions or his, generally, any of the, what you call it, the points that he brings up. So I'm gonna be reacting to it. Yeah, I've already lost my creative integrity. Get over it.
As soon as you loaded into the map, you were welcomed with a new adventure, and as you continue through the temple, you're 100% immersed. It was simply you, the Notch statue, and your uncontrollable fate of being blessed or burned alive. It's this.
Yeah, because that was the design of the map. This is one of the things that modern Minecraft just doesn't know how to do. He does bring this up in a later video, but I don't want people to think, oh, well, you're just simping over him. I can give a shit less. I've played the older versions, played the newer versions. I don't care if you say one is objectively better than the other. However, there are facts when it comes to talking about what is objective.
This sense of unknown adventure that old versions of the game such as Beta 1.7.3 has that today's just doesn't. When I played that world I mentioned at the start of the video, the entire time I felt somewhat helpless and uncertain. Nowadays, if I load up a new Minecraft world, I'll have the next 3 years planned out ahead.
Yeah, this is basically true. Why literally do anything if I can get the most overpowered gear at the start? And I know many people will argue against it, like, oh, that's just stupid. Okay, how? Everything is already offered to me at the beginning of the game. Regardless of what you think, offering the best OP gear that you can get in the first 5 minutes to an hour in the game is not good game design. Imagine if you could beat Dark Souls in 3 minutes. Hours of content, months of work, years of progression for the game, just gone. People treat Minecraft like it isn't a compilation of systems that's been worked on, changed, or improved or disimproved over years. What he is talking about specifically is that when you see a village, you're not just going to ignore it just because you have the option. That's a lot of things I see whenever it comes to people. Like, oh, but that's your choice. Yeah, most people choose to do this because you're enticed to do it. It's called game design. When a developer wants you to go a certain direction, and you don't go that direction, you're going to struggle. Like, yeah, in real life, I could do anything. Okay, doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to choose those options just because the options are there. That's the one thing people forget. Yes, the option to do it and to not do it are equally the same, unless you've specifically designed one to have a better outcome. We know for a fact that if you can get an OP gear in the first 5 minutes, people are going to do that. Because why spend hours grinding for iron if I can go straight for diamond? It's seen as a status symbol that people are going to go after. You cannot get rid of that.
I'll head straight to a village, take all their loot, get some easy diamonds from a mega cave, go to the nether for 20 minutes, then find the end portal to beat the game. There really isn't much uncertainty and therefore no adventure. But on the contrary, these old beta versions of Minecraft, everything is slower and more unexpected. You're forced to walk in this unguided and unforgiving world.
Yeah. Almost as if a sandbox game where you can do anything that you want, but you need to figure out the way on how to do it. Modern Minecraft, you don't have to do that. You already have ideas on what you want to do. Just going and doing them, sure, okay, but what about all these other points that he's made? Like, for example, the sense of adventure. Adding a super rare structure does not entice me to go after it if there's no reason for me to go after it. Not every person is new to the game. Get over it.
There's no villages, no predictable cave generation, it's darker, more isolated, and finding what you're looking for is never easy. The definition of an adventure is an undertaking involving danger and unknown risks, and old Minecraft is exactly that for those reasons.
Yeah, almost like older Minecraft was built around a system that was genuine. Beta 1.7.3, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't, Hell, I only played Minecraft for free whenever it first came out on the fucking internet. But the thing is, older Minecraft is objectively harder than newer Minecraft. That is an objective statement. Just because you don't know the knowledge to beat modern Minecraft doesn't mean it's hard, period. It just means that person doesn't know how to play the game. I mean, imagine sitting here and saying to a person like, oh, lifting 80 pounds is easy, I can do it, but saying that to an out-of-shape person. No, it's not. To you, it is easy. To this other person, that does not hold true. Yeah, you can use that sentence to go back at it, but it's a double-edged sword. It can go both ways.
In modern Minecraft, I know every threat I'll end up facing while playing, and I know exactly how to deal with those threats, which is just by flying, running away, or eating an enchanted golden apple.
Again, I see a lot of people say, oh, but newer players don't know how to do that. Not everybody's newer. Also, 100 Day, I'm pretty sure if it's on YouTube, they already know about it. Every person who has played Minecraft has watched a Minecraft video. They have watched a 100 Days video. It is a cash grab. Everybody knows these strategies, so I don't want to hear this BS, oh, but this player doesn't know when they first start the game. How many people are legitimately starting Minecraft for the first time? That is such a small percentage of players to argue against. And even then, it's wrong, because you could just go look at the YouTube comment section on a 100-day video just to understand where you're wrong at. There are people, literal guides, telling you how to be the best at the game. You don't just throw that away because you have a different preference.
While the game being so carefree and predictable can support other aspects of the game, like building, how can Minecraft feel like an adventure if you know exactly what you're going to do and exactly what will happen?
Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily agree with this, since yes, if everything is predictable, what's the charm in playing? That is true. Burnout is a legitimate thing. I mean, after all, there is, believe it's, the one paradox, not a paradox, but it's a thought experiment. If you had immortality, and you could do everything in the world, what's there? Like, yeah, sure, you could do anything, but you're gonna get bored. Right? It's not as simple as just go do it, because you can't. What, like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Like, if you're immortal, perfectly immortal, you can live forever, you have all the knowledge in the world, what would be the point of you doing something if it's already been done, or it's not going to matter in the long run? That's the argument he's making here, and I'm surprised a lot of people just completely ignore that. They're like, oh, no, that's just your personal opinion. No, it's not. It's something that a lot of Minecrafters, especially older ones, have experienced. Again, older professionals have played the game for much longer. Even someone that dedicate the time to actually sit down and think, okay, why does the game do this? A game has game design. You cannot throw that out. There are objective ways to play a game. Even if it is a custom game, even if it's a sandbox game. Advancements. The fact advancements exist proves that there is a way to play the game. That there is a defined way you are supposed to progress, at least in survival. A creative sandbox does not mean you can do whatever you want necessarily. Because here's the thing, if you choose survival, you cannot do whatever you want. There are physical limitations. You have to accept that.
Clearly, the complete imaginative freedom and creativity, along with the vast sense of adventure, are two reasons why old Minecraft definitely feels better than the current.
And this is true. For the most part, and I'll see many people like, oh, but arguing that there's more blocks is such a stupid thing. He's not arguing that. He's arguing, why go and do creative things if I can just find a block that does it for me? For example, you remember when people used to do, the old seats and tables? Nobody does that anymore. Very little people do that. You know why? Because why would they? There are so many other options they could choose. Why do I need to choose this one? That's going to be where they go. And it's going to go more towards because it looks prettier, therefore better. Many people just simply have not played older Minecraft. And it's a shame because in order for you to really criticize it, you have to experience it. You have to go play it and experience it. It is not a thing where, oh, but this statistically says this, and like, okay, on paper that sounds fine, but if you actually have any logic, you would understand that there's a reason why we do testing. We don't just throw things into space. We test them. We don't write a math equation on a piece of paper and therefore it's true because it lines up, or because I got the correct formula. No, I'm going to test that that formula is legitimately true by actually doing the thing it says it's supposed to do. And if it doesn't do it, that means I messed up on something. That paper's not going to tell you that. The idea that somehow you could sit here and say, oh, but more blocks equals better. No, it doesn't. Being creative means finding ways around the problem. If I have 1,000 ways around the problem, why do I need to be creative when I can just pick one? That's not creativity. That's options. Creativity is when I only have 5 blocks, build a mansion. There have been people that's legitimately done that. And you sit here and say, oh, that's not creative. No, it is. The fewer blocks you have, the more creative you have to be. It forces you to think around things. Oh, you want to go build a castle, but all you got is cobblestone and stone? Okay, well, why don't you texture gradient? Why don't you throw in a little bit of other blocks? You see, modern Minecraft doesn't do that. It's, how do I build this castle, copy and paste? Because nobody wants to do the work to actually do something creative. Because why do that whenever I can copy and paste a video that already does it for me?
As we time traveled into 2012, we'd be revealed an extremely compelling part of Minecraft that's seemingly been lost in today's versions.
Yeah.
It was in 2012?
Oh,
Wait, that's
Skyblock. I thought it was.
Okay.
No, it was.
What makes it great?
Imagine being able to build an app with
There's a
your name
lot
on
of
it.
ads.
Just
I
by
hate
thinking
YouTube
about
ads.
it. Meet Base 44.
Minecraft at the blocks and items you're presented with pure blocks, and literally obtaining a cactus made me realize what the charm of Skyblock is and what old Minecraft has that makes it so good. Skyblock is the purest form of Minecraft you can play. There's only 6 main blocks and items you're presented with when first loading in. It's so incredibly simple, and figuring out a way to make do and progress with just these blocks is what makes it great. Minecraft at the time, version 1.0, is the same way. For instance, look at how simple the creative menu was compared to now.
I hear a lot of people point out, oh, but it's unorganized. And, like, no, it's not. Look at all these dies. Look at the music disc.
The same way. For instance,
Look, it goes from item number from first to last. You don't need you shouldn't need 5 different tabs just to find a bed. Why do I need to go to click 1, scroll, and then 2 buttons whenever I could just scroll and click once and be done with it? I know exactly where everything's going to be. For example, do you know where stained glass is at? You may say in the building blocks. Wrong. It's actually in this tab right here. Where's white wool? Same tab? Nope. It's also in the redstone tab. Where's potions? Yep, you're right, in the ingots. Where's fishing rods? In the pickaxe. Where's doors? In the sign. Saying this is better than this just because it's organized is why? That doesn't even make any sense. Organization does not necessarily equal better whenever you're talking about simplicity. If I have let's just say if I have an extremely small room and I have 1 box in there, and everything can fit in that 1 box, why do I need 5 other boxes just to organize if I could just throw it all in 1 box and be done with it? That's stupid. That's stupid to think about that, like, oh, that would never work. Like, no, it does. Like, quit sitting here saying this is so much better just because you can find stuff easier. There's so little blocks. Scrolling down is all you would have to do to find what you need. I shouldn't have to click individual tabs because I forgot where the piglin spawn egg is, or where white wool's at, or where the doors and stained glass are.
Look at how simple the creative menu was compared to now. There isn't what's called a choice overload bias, which is when you're presented with so many choices, choosing becomes unappealing. Instead, old Minecraft and Skyblock's simplicity of items and features makes it easy to get immersed and satisfied.
Yeah, kind of like almost you need to be creative and have ideas in order to do anything in the game. That's not a stupid thing to think about. A creative game forces you to think around things. If I have different options, for example, why build an entire house out of oak logs? Oh, but the option's there. Okay, and why should I do that? That's what modern Minecraft has become. There are so many choices, it doesn't matter what I choose because I'm just another fish in the pond. There are thousands of others with me. The point of Minecraft when it came out was that, yeah, everyone had the same simple block palette, but then the only people that you could actually differ was being genuinely good at building at the game. Go back to 2010, go back to 2013 maps and airport maps and compare them to today. Today it's just the same copy and paste shit. Back then it wasn't. You find like 7 completely different airport maps. They all look great. Even though they were the same thing. Modern Minecraft just does not have that anymore. You would need to build a completely different thing, and even then it's so blurred with the color palette everyone wants to use from the medieval period.
Especially when it comes to building. With the simplicity of the features, block choices, and decoration of old Minecraft, you didn't have to know every damn strategy and color combo to make something that looks good, because no matter what, it fit in with the simple world and environment. Dialco made this point greatly in his own video on old Minecraft, where he compared the looks of 2 simple Minecraft houses, one in the overly realistic...
And I do here again, it does not matter if it's an option to do this. The fact that this does not work, this shouldn't be an option. If I could choose to have something, but it looks terrible when I choose it, why would I choose it? You know what that's going to do? What it's proven to do? Go to any product that doesn't do what it says. You know what people are going to do? They're going to refund it. Oh, but but you're supposed to be creative with the product. Why? If your product sucks, why do I want to be creative with it?
Complex modern day environments and one in the old environments, and the old one actually looks pretty good while also being something anyone could make. Moving away from the building aspect of the game, the appeal of immersive simplicity is also outlined in game progression between old and new Minecraft. In the old
Okay, so this is heavily subjective. Okay? Simplicity does not necessarily equal better. And again, I know this may sound like, oh, I'm contradicting myself. No, I'm bringing up points that he fails to either accurately tell or just doesn't bring it up at all. Simplicity is a personal appeal. It is, I think this is better. Okay? And to sit here, that is an odd statement to make for older Minecraft, but considering that's what older Minecraft is, I think that's less of an opinion when you're talking about older Minecraft, but it is an opinion when you go to newer Minecraft.
old version, you're fully immersed, focused on progressing and being able to survive the night, and everything you encounter either aids or challenges you from doing so.
I know a lot of people, again, they'll say, oh, but that's your option. Again, in older Minecraft, you had no other option. You had one goal, and that was to survive. If you were playing survival, that's what it was. You have to understand, when there is a goal, you can't just sit here and say, no, I'm just gonna put this over here and not mention it. No, you don't. Get that point. Actually sit down and talk about it. Modern Minecraft sucks at survival. It sucks at creativity as well. Creativity is not defined by having more options. It is defined by making your own options when none exist. That is creativity. If I go and I get aluminum tape and solder and make a radiator, that's creative. But if I have an entire factory, 30 different ones making the same thing, why? Why would it matter at that point then? The thing you have to come to terms with is that people didn't just go to the game just because they could do whatever they want, but to make a name for themselves. There's a reason why people got popular in the game. It's almost like people strive to actually be great at something they want to be great at. And if that means being the best that there is, then that comes with challenges. Challenges that don't really exist in modern Minecraft. There is no competition because, well, frankly, you're either paid out or you're just so overshadowed by bigger YouTubers it's impossible. I'm sorry, but the Rags for Riches story just do not work anymore because they're based off of a fantasy. Maybe 10 years ago it might have worked whenever there was like 3 YouTubers actually you could point to.
Purpose to everything. There's nothing unnecessary to distract you and break the immersion. On the contrary, today's version of the game has a million different biomes and structures for you to check out, random mobs which really don't contribute much to the game, and by the time the first day is over, you feel like you've seen so much, yet at the same time, feel like you've made such little progress. The more distractions, the less immersed in presence you'll end up feeling, just like in real life. I believe that to be why Skyblock is so popular even today, because everything you're given is so simple yet so necessary, and that captures perfectly what old Minecraft has that today's doesn't. Heading into 2013 to 2015, Minecraft...
That's where we're going to end off with this video, but if you have any objections to this, don't just sit here and say, oh, well, that's your opinion. Make it like actual factual. Think of this like a logical, like, is this true, yes or no? Remember, the point is, he's trying to prove that older Minecraft was better. Okay? Okay, if you want to make a claim like that, you have to understand, okay, there is no room for opinions. I do not care what you think about that statement. There is no opinions when you try to claim an objective thing. Because to mean objective does not mean personal preference. It means objective. If I drop a spoon on the ground, that's not your opinion it dropped. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. Reality is based on facts and logic and evidence to back them up. He is making a claim, not an opinion, a claim. And you need to try to object to those claims with true statements that have proof and validation behind them. Many people will just throw, oh, you didn't like Minecraft, you just didn't know what it was. Oh yes, because 5-year-old me was supposed to instantly know what I know today. The only reason why you would say that is because that's exactly how we were kids have it today. Go back 10 years ago. Guides really didn't, like, yeah, they were there, but they weren't really popular. They were looked down upon. You know why? Because it didn't capture the game. There are certain ways you do and don't play games. There are some that are satisfying and that are not. A game is entertainment. An escape from reality. Why do you think we go to movie theaters? To watch a movie. You know why? Because we're bored, we want to do something, or we just don't want to face reality. Saying that that is wrong because it is an opinion is not an objection, but is more or less of, that's not true because I think it's this. Okay, congratulations, you think that. Okay, what's actually making it true? An objective claim needs to have objective answers behind it. Not a soft shell, well, I think this way. But like I said, that's about it for the video. He doesn't really make any more claims that aren't just repeats of these other ones, which are very few that he makes that are genuine repeats. Similar, yes, not the same, no. But that's about it. I'll try to edit this video if I can, edit out all the advertisements, but anyway, hope you find this content enjoying, at least half decent. I have been somewhat sick here recently, I think. But yeah, that about does it.